There's a part of you that is loud, reactive, defensive, easily hurt, easily triggered. The part that blames quickly, protects fiercely, and fears being wrong. Most people call this part the ego. But the ego is not a monster inside you. It is not your enemy, and it is not who you truly are. The ego is simply the child you once were, still trying to survive the way you survived back then. And today, I want to help you understand this part of you through psychology, through developmental trauma, through the work of Donald Winnicott, Carl Jung, Richard Schwartz, Gabor Maté, Robert Greene, and even Freud, so that you can finally see with clarity and with compassion why you feel the way you do, and how to come home to your real self. Developmental psychology shows that between the ages of 2 and 7, your brain is absorbing life like a sponge. You're learning not who you are, but who you must be in order to be loved. Psychologist Donald Winnicott called this the false self. A self created not out of authenticity, but out of survival. If you cried and your mother looked overwhelmed, your nervous system learned, my sadness is too much, I must hide it. If you expressed anger and were shamed, your body learned, my anger is dangerous, it must be buried. If you needed comfort but were ignored, you learned, my needs pushed people away, I will become pleasing instead. This is where the ego forms, not as an arrogance, not as selfishness, but as a survival strategy. As trauma expert Gabor Maté says, trauma is not what happens to you. Trauma is what happens inside of you when you are alone with your pain. And so the child inside you makes a trade. Authenticity for attachment, truth for safety, self for survival. Carl Jung described the ego's mask as the persona, the socially acceptable version of you. IFS founder Richard Schwartz described this mask as the manager parts, protectors that try to keep you safe by managing how you are perceived. And even Freud, the first to use the word ego, explained it as the part of you that mediates danger. What all these thinkers have in common is that the ego is adaptive. It was built to protect you, but protection has a price. When you wear the mask for too long, you start to confuse the mask for the real you. The ego is not afraid of being wrong because of pride. The ego is afraid of being wrong because to a child, being wrong meant danger. Being wrong meaning losing love. Being wrong means losing protection. And losing protection means death. This is why the ego blames others, avoids accountability, gets defensive, shuts down, explodes, rationalizes, projects, distort reality, not because you're a bad person, but because the child inside you still believes that if they admit fault, they will lose love and die. As Robert Greene describes in The Laws of Human Nature, humans are driven by unconscious childhood forces that shape how we react in the moment. We are adults on the outside, with a terrified 7-year-old pulling the strings on the inside. A strong ego is quiet, grounded, stable. But the unhealthy ego, the child ego, is fragile. It cannot hold discomfort. It cannot sit with shame. It cannot tolerate mistakes. So when life becomes difficult, the ego reacts like a child, overwhelmed, defensive, helpless, reactive, fearful, resentful, blaming others instead of looking inward. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are simply carrying a child's survival strategy into an adult world. The ego doesn't just defend you, it shapes you. It becomes the perfectionist, the people pleaser, the overthinker, the high achiever, the avoider, the angry one, the helper who never receives, the one who cannot be wrong, the one who apologizes too much, the one who never apologizes. All of these are masks. All of these are protections. And as Gabor Maté says, we don't respond to life as adults. We respond from the version of ourselves that was wounded. And that version needs love, not punishment. This is why your relationships trigger you so deeply. Your partner is not attacking you. Your friend is not rejecting you. Your coworker is not humiliating you. They are activating wounds that were created decades ago. The ego panics not because the situation is dangerous, but because it feels familiar, childhood familiar. That is why the reactions feel so big, so disproportionate, so overwhelming. You are not reacting to the present, you are reacting to the past. Healing is not the destruction of the ego. Healing is not the killing of the ego. Healing is not letting go of the ego. Healing is the gentle, compassionate integration of the parts of you that were abandoned because they feel unsafe to feel. Healing is reparenting. IFS calls it the meeting of your inner child parts. Winnicott calls it the reclaiming of your true self. Jung calls it the integrating of the shadow. Gabor Maté calls it returning to authenticity. All of it points to one truth. You do not heal by becoming better. You heal by becoming real. Healing is feeling the emotions you once buried, holding your inner child instead of silencing them, letting yourself be wrong without losing your worth, sitting with discomfort instead of escaping, choosing authenticity over protection, choosing accountability over defensiveness, choosing connection over survival strategies, learning that it is safe to be you. This is what it means to grow, not to become someone new, but to return to the person you were before you had to learn to become someone else. If your ego reacts quickly, if you get defensive, if you blame, if you shut down, if you struggle to hold discomfort, then hear this. You are not flawed. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are not too much. You are carrying the survival pattern of the child who saved you. And now you are finally safe enough to outgrow them. Come home to yourself. Come home to your truth. Come home to the parts of you that you abandoned to survive. They've been waiting for you. If this video resonated with you, please let me know in the comments how it did, and maybe your message can inspire and help someone else. Thank you for watching.